Hey, welcome. I'm Hadley from She Rises Here. Thanks so much for joining me. I have a Pilates and strength training workout for you today. So I'm using 2 sets of weights. I have a lighter set, which are gonna be 5s, and then just a little bit heavier set. I'm using 15s for some of the leg work. Use what you have, find yourself on your mat, and let's go ahead and get started. So if we are standing facing forward onto our mat, I'm gonna start with my hands on my hips just to give nice feedback of where my body is. Hinging at the waist, a little softness at the knees. Reach the arms forward and stack yourself up. Circle those hands back to the hips. Hinge at your waist. Booty goes back, arms reach forward, and again, lift, circle back up. Let's take that 2 more times. We're just finding space through our hamstrings, length through the spine. Trying to feel that movement through the shoulders, this last one. And we lift, good. This is a walking hamstring stretch. So if I bring my right heel forward first, I'm gonna sweep my hands down and again, circle the arms. Alternating, left heel reaching forward, lift and circle. So we'll continue with these arms reaching, subtle core connection, trying to emphasize your back staying nice and straight versus overly rounding and forward folding. Let's take it again just for those last 2. And this last one, and we lift. Excellent. Come to the back of your mat. Arms are just right down along to your sides. We're moving into a standing roll down. Nodding the chin to chest, start to roll down through your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. The hands will find the mat, and let's walk ourselves out into our first high plank position. So once you're in your high plank, take a moment, just kind of feel these shoulders activate down the back. Feel yourself flex into those heels a little bit. Belly is zipped up and away from the ground. And we breathe just for 3, 2, knees come down on 1. Take your hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. We're gonna mobilize through these hips just a few times. So I hover my right knee off of the mat and I'm gonna start to draw big circles through the hip. As we're mobilizing through this hip, see if you can get that full range of movement, but without your shoulders and without your left hip feeling like it's getting pulled around. Go opposite direction. Nice and steady. Little bit of contraction there through the abs. Last 2. And then that last one, when the knee comes down, take your knees wide. Before we take this onto the other side, we'll connect back into just a wide knee child's pose. Forehead can rest down in between the shoulders. Arms reaching wide. Let your belly just feel relaxed for a moment as you take a nice big breath in and a full breath out. Shifting back, we're in our tabletop position once again. Try to find now hands back underneath those shoulders, fingers spread wide, and we start to circle through now our left hip. So noticing here, just if there's any difference in tension or, you might find that like you have more rotation, more mobility than one side than the other. And then switch the direction. Trying again to get that full range of movement. Out, back, up and down. Last 2. And last one, and we lower. All right, so I'm gonna have you take your 115 with you. And then let's also bring our 5s so they're handy. So I'm gonna bring my 5s on one side of my mat and my 15 I'm taking with me as I come onto my back. So the weight is resting just right across the front of the hips and pelvis, and we're moving into our first bridge. This is a hinge bridge. So I hinge my hips straight up, tap it back down on the inhale. Notice when you're lifting, we're gonna work to feel those ribs knit in through to center. Deep squeeze of the glutes. And we'll take this again just a few more times. We'll use our same weight, this 15, to stimulate a little bit more of these upper abdominals. So stay with me here, last 4. Driving from those heels, keeping toes still anchored. Last 2. Good, last 1. When your butt taps down, take hold of your weight, bring it up, and I want you to imprint your back softly down towards the mat. I'm reaching my weight slightly back behind, and then exhale, driving forward. Make sure you have a nice firm grip with your hands on the weight. We want to keep, concussion free, all of our teeth in our mouth, all those good things. But for real, injuries can happen when you're not focusing on good form or not having good grips. So we want to make sure we're staying safe in our bodies. Now, of course, as I reach the weight back is really when it's challenging to keep my abs active and to keep my back from trying to get pulled away from the ground. You have these last 2. And that last one. And the weight is going to move off to the side. So we have another round of our bridging, but with no weights. So arms are down long to the side. I want you to lift your hips up again. Feel the ribs knit in through to center. Big squeeze of the glutes. Keep your left foot down as your right leg reaches straight up to the sky. We lower on the point. Flex through the foot on the left. Lower point through the foot. Flex through the foot as you lift. Good, we're gonna take this again for another 4. If you wanna add a little extra challenge, maybe float 1 or both of those arms. Last one. When you lift, pause, re-point through the toes. Little pulses, straight up and down. Big time glute work on that left side for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, foot down, arms down, and from your upper back, roll down through your spine. Reach your legs all the way long. Let your arms reach back behind you. Take a nice big breath in. Circle the arms wide. Nod the chin to the chest. Start to roll up through your spine. And we're gonna roll all the way back down. Arms reach back. Circle. Rolling up. I keep on hitting my table, you guys. Sweeping. Can I miss the table? I did it. Next time, roll down just halfway. So we're in our C curve position. Hands are gonna come to heart center, and I'll have you twist from side over to side. Abs are nice and tight. Keep breathing, keep reaching for 4, 3, 2, on 1. Back through to center, arms reach long. Roll all the way down. So once you're down onto your back, bend the knees again, arms reach along to your sides. Lift your butt back up. So you're in your bridge. Ribs again knit in, booty's firing up. Keep now your right foot down. Left leg extends. Point as you reach forward, flex as you stack it back up. Noticing when you reach the leg forward and down that you're not letting that left hip tip down. And if you're ready to take that extra challenge, remember you could float 1 and or both arms. If that causes too much instability, bring both hands or one hand back down. Good, last 2. Now last 1, hold it, point through your toes, little pulses through that right side. Little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot down, arms down, roll down through your spine. All right, stay on your back just for one last piece. Right knee gets hugged in, left leg reaches long, curl up, head, chest, and shoulders. And I'm gonna adjust my hands a little bit. Think right hand towards the knee, left hand lightly towards the shin, and we switch. It's our single leg pull. Keeping our abdominals active here. Gaze is forward versus looking up to the ceiling. That's gonna overstrain the neck. We're gonna just feel this length through the back of the spine, back of the neck. Alternating these legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees in, relax your head and shoulders. Reach your legs now all the way long, arms reach back behind. I'm not gonna hit the table, you guys, as I roll up. And take a quick forward fold, reach the hands towards the toes. Okay, so let's go ahead, take our 5-pound weights here. Knees are gonna be bent, and I'm gonna start with my weights pretty close together, right to the center of the chest. So the movement, as I hinge back, leaning back, hold the weights here, and then arms reach forward, pull it back in, stacking back up. So I hinge back, arms extend. Abs have to be big time zipped up when those arms reach forward. And we're gonna come into a seated chest fly here in just a moment. So trying to get these pec muscles and these ab muscles warmed up together. Good, let's take it again for the last 2. And this last one, you're gonna add the reach, but then hold. Arms only. Open and close. Notice when you open your arms, you're not going behind the body. You're gonna keep them in our peripheral to where our eyes can see them. Big squeeze through those pecs. Big contraction through the core. Last 3. We go 2. Last one. Arms come forward into the chest. Lift all the way up. A little bit different position for the legs. I'm gonna have you bring your heels together. Knees are open. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling. And instead of our hinge, we're in a C curve. So we roll into that C curve position. Lift the arms around shoulder height, bicep curl. Keeping again that zipped out position or zipped up position through those abs. So we're holding tension through our center as we're curling these arms. Now, if your back is not feeling this position, just focus on the bicep curl. Come all the way upright through your spine. Otherwise, we're here for these last 3. Curl for 2. Last one, arms reach, and we lift all the way up. Okay, I'm gonna move my lighter weights off to the side for the moment. Let's go ahead and come up to stand. No like sexy way of doing that, we're just gonna stand on up. Grab hold of your 15s, or again, your heavier set of what you're using today. And the movement to start is just gonna be a narrower squat position. So I have my feet just kind of right underneath the hips. Hands down along to the side as we sink, lifting up with control. So could I potentially go heavier than this? Yes, right? But we're not going crazy on the weight today, but I do want us to feel the difference, obviously, between a 5-pound and a 15. When we're working with legs, we can usually go up in our weights. Good, take these last 3. We reach for 2. And next one, lifting all the way up. I'm gonna turn to face forward towards you guys. And this is a step out squat. So as I step out with my left foot, weights come through to center, step the feet together, step out, and again, arms come back to the side. So you'll always have a foot in towards the center. Nice and steady as we move through this. Try not to feel like you're swinging your weights around too much. Last 2. Last one, step the feet together. Take a moment Set your weights down, and this first piece is gonna be without weight, and then we'll try it again with weight. So hands will come onto the hips. Right knee is gonna balance forward. Tap your right foot back, and again, float the knee forward. So this first variation, we're just kind of giving this extra time to kind of see how it feels in the body. Because sometimes when we're adding these balance challenges and then you add weight on top of it, it can just get a little wonky. So feel this hip flexor core connection, help support floating the knee. Chest is open, shoulders are down our back, belly is off, active. Good, now next time you're in your lunge, hands will come to the weights. Can you step back where you're in a high plank? Now you could do this next piece from hands on the waist. If that doesn't feel good, do it with hands on the ground instead. Knees come to the mat. I'm gonna narrow my weights just a touch. This is a kneeling renegade row. So I row, alternating, pulling one weight to the hip, trying to minimize the rocking and the shifting from the pelvis. 4 more rows, and then we're coming back up with the other side of our non-weighted lunges. Good, that last one. And then tuck your toes, you're in your plank, walk your feet in, scoop through your belly, roll up through your spine. Now, if you need to move your weights, like I do, a little bit off to the side, just to nod their way, please do. Let's now have our hands on the hips. Left leg is our floating leg now. And we tap back, you're in your lunge, and we lift. Now, when we get into the second variation of this, if you're like, girl, I don't wanna use weights. You know what, you know your body, you know how things are feeling today. Adjust accordingly. If you want to use lighter weights, if you're working to kind of build up some strength, you know, lifting weights might be new for you, adjust. It's all good. We're here for 3. Good, we go 2. Low lunge, hold it, hands on, step back, high plank, just breathe. Just breathe. No rowing, just holding this plank position. Abs are active. Not dropping the chin overly into the chest. We're gonna keep our neck long, throat open for 4, 3, 2, on 1, walk it on in. Okay, so let's see how this feels. I'm laughing because I know my balance is gonna be kind of funky. So we're gonna see how this feels with the other side. So left foot is our grounded foot. I'm starting with my right knee floating. When I sink into my lunge, reach the weights just kind of along the side of the foot and calf. Drive up, steady, sink down, steady. Notice when you're sinking into your lunge, you're not letting your shoulders overly round forward. Definitely feels different holding weight, which can be sometimes grounding. Maybe it might even help you with your balance. Good. Next time that you're in your low lunge, I want you to hold it. Set down your left weight, brace your left forearm onto your thigh. Just row that right arm back. Re-zip up those abs. We breathe for 4, 3, 2, on 1, set the weight down, step the feet together. Nice job. Kind of kick out those legs a little bit. Wiggle out through your fingers, wiggle out through your toes. Okay, we're gonna grab the weights. Take this to the other side. So now we have our right foot grounded, left knee floating with control. Sink down into your lunge. Drive from that heel, squeezing up to the glute and quad. Again, remember you're not letting shoulders overly round because the weight's gonna try to tip you forward. We're gonna resist against that. You guys got this. Balance work is tricky. And that's another reason why we're not going super heavy in these weights. Last two. Good, next one, sink. Right weight goes down, right forearms onto the thigh. You're rowing that weight back to the hip. Lift up out of this shoulder. Make sure you're not sinking down too heavy. Good, you're almost here. 5. Good, here we go, last two. Last one, this time, hands come down all the way. Can you step back into your plank? Breathe. And then knees come down. Knees go wide. Find your child's pose and just let your arms rest. That could be on top of the weights or off to the sides. Let your head just hang heavy. Easeful breaths. All right, so when we lift ourselves up, I'm gonna have you guys set your 15s off to the side. We're gonna take our 5s with us again as we find a seat onto our mat. So the weights again come through to center, and as we roll, again, we reach. Rolling back up, bring these weights right to the chest. Roll and reach. Bringing them back up. We're gonna add a hold here in just a moment, but instead of that chest fly, we're adding a rotation instead. All right, next time you roll, hold it, keep one arm forward, twist, and then switch. So it's like you're drawing little lightning bolts with your arms. Trying to feel strong through the shoulders, strong through your trunk. Abs are active. Notice as you're twisting, your low back is not doing a lot of the twisting here. Good, we're here for 4, 3, 2, on 1. Reach both arms forward. Can you control the rest of your roll down? And you come all the way down to your back. All right, last few moves here. I'm just gonna adjust everything for a second. And this is a weighted dead bug. So I have you grab your weights. Weights are right up over the chest. Float your legs, imprint your back. So abs are active. As I reach my right arm back, left leg reaches forward, stack it back up. Alternating, stack it back up. So again, as the arm and leg moving away from one another, we're gonna try to keep ourselves in that imprinted position. Very similar sensation when we did that pullover with the 15 to start. Stay with me here just for 4. We reach 3, 2, last one, feet down, arms and weights down, and relax. All right, so if you open your arms wide, we're just gonna end here with a few movements, mobilizing through our hips again, and allowing ourselves just to kind of breathe and let that expansion be felt in the body. Start to drop the knees down over from one side, over to the other. This is our windshield wipers, and one of my favorite moves, just to feel that nice stretch through the outer hip, nice rotation through the mid back. Last 2. And that last one, back through to center. Knees knock together, hands come to rest onto the belly. So I'm not pushing my knees with all of my might, but there's just like a little subtle pressure of the knees knocking through to center. If it's comfortable to let your eyes softly close, take a moment to do so. And just feel here into this expansion of your chest, of your belly, of your hands rising and falling. And once you've taken a few breaths here, let's go ahead, let the eyes flutter open, heel toe now the feet together, and we'll finish with the knees wide, hands continue to rest onto our center. Eyes can be open or closed. But just to allow yourself just to feel this space open up across the front of the hips, the thighs. Feel again into the movement through your breath. And notice, any tension or pressure, just different signals, different points of contact that your body either has connected down to the ground or signals that your body is telling you about tension or pressure, or even just a little bit of heat recognition in the body where you feel warm. One more big breath in and out. And you can let your eyes flutter open if they're closed. Bring the knees together. Extend your legs long. Can you extend your arms long back behind you? And then last time we circle through these arms, rolling up, coming up nice and tall. And then you can relax. My friends, fabulous job. So we layered on some strength, we layered on some weights. Like I said, if you are new to adding weights into your Pilates practice or just in general, know that you can always start lighter. You do not have to choose the heaviest weight possible for things to be effective. That is how we progressively get stronger in some of these moves. So if body weight even, if you're like, hey man, I'm at my body weight, do it. That's great, just start, just move. And if you liked what happened here, if you liked this class, let me know in the comments, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next time.